Hello and welcome to the Legends of Runeterra 4.4 Balance Patch Breakdown. Starting with the buffs, Sinus is changing from a 6 mana 5-3 to a 5 mana 3-3 elusive. The Cloven Way is changing from a 5 mana 4-4 to a 4 mana 4-3. The Moondreamer will now gain the Nightfall effect, which will reduce the cost of the Invoked card by 1. Targonian Tailstones is swapping Paddle Star and Wish for Behold the Infinite and Hush. Azir is decreasing his level up requirement from 13 to 12. Nasus is gaining a +1/+1, going from a 2-2 to a 3-3. Glory's Call is decreasing to 5 mana. Soul Harvest will now only cost 3 mana to kill a champion instead of 4. Katagrin will now give all dragons +4/+4 on summon. Priestess will now grant to the champion it draws or summons +2/+2. Mirror Image will no longer require the target to have 5+ power. Bandle Gunners are being reworked. They will now be a 10 mana 5/5 with Spell Shield, and will reduce the cost by 1 for each multi-region ally you have played that game, and then on summon it will grant itself impacts 3. Advanced Intel is increasing to 2 mana but will now also draw a card. Deathless Knight is decreasing its cost to 5 mana, and finally the Retired Reckoner is gaining 1 attack. Moving on to the nerfs. Ash's level up requirements is increasing to 5+ enemies. Reckoning is increasing to 7 mana. All Out will give +2/+1 on the Plunder effect. Burblefish is increasing to 8 mana. Inferna is losing 1 health. Leona's level up requirement is increasing to Daybreak 5 times. Sun Guardian is losing 1 health. Karma is losing 1 health. Caustic Rift is increasing to 4 mana. However, Flow will reduce the cost by 2. Drum Solo will now only reduce the card's cost by 1. Opulent Fire will only summon a Ghastly Band on summon, or round start, but only if you have the attack token. And finally, the Ambitious Cultist will only set the generated card to 0 for this round. Another small change is that Prank has been adjusted. It will no longer give the option of -2, -0. However, to compensate this removal, the Vulnerable option has been changed from -1, -0 and Vulnerable to -2, -0 and Vulnerable. They've also changed the card's increase effect. Spells can only be increased by 2 mana, however, other card types, such as landmarks, equipments, or units, can only be increased by 1 mana. For Path of Champions, Elise is being added and will come with 3 star powers, which can be seen on screen now. The end of season ranked icons have been revealed for the Glory and Navori season. There will be 2 versions, one for Eternal and one for Standard, with the season ending on the 28th of June. Regarding the competitive scene, both the Daily Rumble and Runeterra Open matchmaking has been changed. They have made it so that your opponents will now be determined based on the other players with a similar number of wins. They've also added a new challenge mode, with Eternal Best of 3 being added to the client. And finally, for the competitive scene, Riot is going to test an unlimited entry for the Ruthless Rumble this month, which means players can practice more games ahead of the World Qualifier Open in 2 weeks' time. Players will also be able to farm more trophies to progress their reward track during this time. In other news, the starter decks have been updated so that it can be used in standard decks. However, they won't be pushed onto the client until patch 4.5 in a month's time.
We are going to be offering some, in patch 4.5, not this next patch, we're going to be offering 7 free starter decks in the store that anyone can redeem. We've been really trying to get them into our tutorial section, but we've run into a lot of interesting scenarios with the code surrounding that. So we are gonna get something out, and yeah, just as like we recognize that, we totally agree with y'all. Like, we want a really good onboarding experience. So in 4.5, like, I'm gonna mention this in the patch notes too. Keep your eyes out. Go redeem these free decks. And get your friends to play. Tell them that in the next patch there's going to be a really nice... They're all going to be standard legal, by the way.
Legends of Runeterra turns 3 this year, and to celebrate, there will be a login rewards and quests which give out the following rewards: a Nora Champion card, a 3rd anniversary player icon, a new Nora emote, a Bard Champion card, Nora icon, Nora Prismatic, and the final reward is a 3rd anniversary card back. And finally, as usual, there's a whole host of bug fixes which are being pushed to the clients as well. That's all for this month's patch breakdown. Don't forget that the World Qualifier Open will kick off on May the 13th, with the winners of this tournament having a chance to earn over $2,500 and an invitation to Worlds at the end of the year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.